Hello and welcome back to VNI Nation. My name is Titus,
And I'm Alex.
and let's jump right into it.
Media quote of the day. Walt Disney once said, "I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing, that it was all started by a mouse."
Today we are asking a very important question regarding the current situation that we're in the quarantine environment. The coronavirus is going around doing wrecking havoc everywhere. And what are you going to do, right? You probably have some type of streaming service currently that you're using, and you might be considering getting Disney Plus if you haven't already. So today at VNI Nation, we are asking the question, is it worth it to subscribe to Disney Plus?
One of the biggest factors that allows Disney Plus to be so successful is the nostalgia factor. One of the biggest things that millennials and, some of Gen Z kind of understand is that they're very nostalgic because we grew up in a generation where technology was always constantly changing. We have a PS4 now, but back in the day you were playing on a GameCube or a PlayStation 1, and you still played outside a lot more than you were inside. And one of those things that are really nostalgic are some of the old movies we grew up on. And with that being said, nostalgia isn't always a good thing, because I've had nostalgia before where I go and pull out my GameCube and I plug it in and I start playing some video games. And, it's nice to remember, but it's not like it's the same level of enjoyment that I had when I was a kid. And because of that, I'll play it, I'll enjoy myself, and then I won't worry about it for a very long time. And one of the things that a streaming service needs is shows that people like to watch and, watch over and over again. And I don't think that Disney Plus quite has that yet. While they do have an impressive catalog of movies that we all grew up on and we all grew up to enjoy, I don't think that there are that many that I would watch, repeatedly. I might watch them once every few years to, touch up on it, but I'm not going to be, constantly rewatching Camp Rock, let's say. So, that's kind of a big thing. But the nostalgia thing also ties in to, like, when we were kids.
I loved Disney when I was a kid. I still love Disney. Heck, even my daughter loves Disney, right? She grew up with the new Disney movies, the Frozens and the Tangleds and Moanas of the world, right? She grew up in that era and, she loves it. But I also have that nostalgia and I also want to kind of share my childhood, the movies that I grew up with. And Disney Plus has a lot of those movies. Practically, on all of the movies. And I love that about Disney Plus, because I can share those wonderful movies with my kid. But like honestly, if I didn't have Disney Plus, I already own most of those movies that I would want to share with her, right? So as a service, is it worth it to me to get this service if I already have most of those movies anyway, right? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, for kids specifically, right? She watches TV and the Disney Channel shows. They were all on Disney Channel, and it's cool to go back and binge watch all the episodes of a show that you liked, back in the day. But honestly, there's not a whole lot of good content right now on Disney Plus. And not saying that Disney movies aren't good, they're great, but like Alex said, you're not going to be rewatching those over and over again, right? Now, if you already had a service like Netflix, for example, and you haven't gotten Disney Plus yet, you can set up a child account specifically for kids. And all it shows is, kid-friendly shows. Everything on there is recommended kid-friendly, and you're not going to see any of those violent adult shows or movies that you really shouldn't be showing your kids. Now, like shows like Star Wars and stuff like that on Disney Plus, there's no like restriction there. Like, do I really want my child watching The Mandalorian? Probably not. And honestly, most of the Disney Plus originals aren't geared towards kids anyway.
While we have Netflix on the mind, let's cover the fact that Netflix is a titan. It's, something that took down Blockbuster, and it did it, like, it's seemingly overnight, And one of the biggest things is, as a streaming service, it brings a lot of original content. And in fact, it's even brought back some shows that were canceled on cable because of the fans that wanted to watch the show. And because of that, they're very, very successful. As Titus said, they have their own kids section that edits out the gore and some of the more mature content so that kids can have a friendly platform in order to watch plenty of TV shows. With this being said, the originals on Disney Plus aren't very many. And not so much for kids, but for adults as well. If you're going to be spending something so that you can watch shows with the whole family, you're going to want to watch some of this stuff on your own as well. When the kids go to bed, you might crank up Netflix and watch that mature show that children shouldn't be watching. And Disney Plus doesn't really have a lot of originals, and most of the originals aren't geared for kids anyway, such as The Mandalorian or any of the other Star Wars stuff that has a lot of violence in it. And, that's not a big deal. The big deal is that Netflix has so many more successful originals and fan-supported content that until Disney Plus is able to take some of the plans that they have, such as TV shows for the Marvel Cinematic Universe and some more Star Wars, and they're able to incorporate some more Disney Plus originals, I think that it's not necessarily worth it.
I think that about wraps it up. So that brings us right back to the original question. Is it worth it to subscribe to Disney Plus?
No.
Honestly, a lot of Disney content is geared towards kids, but not all Disney content is geared towards kids. And on top of that, you probably own most of those movies that are on Disney Plus anyway that you would want to show your kids. And as for the nostalgia factor, you may watch a movie like one time, but you're not gonna rewatch it over and over again to get your money's worth, your value out of that streaming service. So you have to look towards the original content that you can only find on Disney Plus. And right now, the Disney Plus originals selection is not vast enough and not diverse enough to warrant you getting a subscription to Disney Plus if you haven't already.
If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up, and if you don't like it, hit that thumbs down and let us know in the comment section down below what you disagree with. Did we forget anything? Also leave that down in the comment section below because, we're only human, we might miss some things. With that being said, please don't forget about our competition and share this video with your friends so that they can know whether or not they should have Disney Plus yet. With that being said, this has been V&I Nation. Thank you, and goodbye.